We are in a tie match at the drop. Double
Oh.
gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They did be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Holy crap, yes!
Oh my god!
That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because
Yeah, but they will be able to
Oh,
block
yeah.
this. Getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body
my
block.
God.
Oh, they were here. Welcome back, everybody, to Champions of the Fog. I'm your host, littlerugaard. I'm joined today by Commissioner Giltspire for... What's that? Is that the... Is it the end of Season 3 already?
As I've said before, and I'll say again, time sure does fly when you are committing murder.
True.
And here we are today, where these two teams are going to be duking it out with the best of the best. And we are going to be seeing some Blight and Nurse mirrors today.
You know, for all the Blight and Nurse that we didn't get during the season, we get to see it all now, and it's going to be a slaughter, and I am here for it. It is Modern Retro versus Deathwish. And we're going to be on the Suffocation Pit, right? Right off the bat?
Yep, we are starting off with the Suffocation Pit, and we are going to be going into the Wrecker's Yard with Nurse. Honestly, Wrecker's Nurse is a little bit surprising. You know, we are very much used to seeing nothing but Huntress and Babushka Oakshaft on that map. So it's going to be an interesting treat to see how Nurse plays there, and if they're able to utilize or maneuver around those obstacles well.
Indeed, indeed. But we won't have to wait long, as we are, in fact, loading in to the Blight match. Psych! It's Blight. And oh, that's a split corrupt, isn't it? They got two on this side. There's no there's four on the other then.
Yeah, that is correct. It's kind of it's a bit awkward to spawn in the middle here, as Corrupt will just, as you said, you know, split up quite unfortunately for this killer. Survivors not really working on gens too well, and looks like they will find Ultra hiding there in the mines. And they also see some other survivors now too. These survivors come out of the woodwork, and Ultra going down, unable to drop the pallet.
I think they might have thought that they were going to go and get a hit on the Nancy instead, as the survivors are well aware there is thanatophobia, so hitting the Nancy would have been great. And looks like they are going to go for it. They got an early down, so honestly, this is not what you want to see, especially back in this 4-gen. You can, you know, slug one, hook the other, and you've got plenty of time. Ultra does get picked up, however, Osaka going down at the pallet instead. This is a really strong start for the Blight. This is just a minute in.
Yeah, no, insane start to say the least. Modern Retro coming out swinging.
Coming out swinging, coming out rushing, coming out of the woodworks, and Blight is going to leave that hook entirely, and they want more. I thought that was gonna hit between the hit that happened to Quentin already, so managing to... Wait, they're abandoned. Okay, they're abandoning chase altogether instead of chasing the Quentin back after all. Quentin does get a heal, but it looks like they're going to be taking a hit here as they go for the Nancy. I think they'll be able to get the unhook here as the Blight has to recharge a couple times. Yeah, they will get this unhook.
But it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade guaranteed. Nancy, though, with the flashlight in hand, Blight does need to be careful here in order to avoid a flashlight save.
True.
It looks like Blight is going to actually tunnel out the Nancy here. There's the Deadhard, meaning BT is out, and we are actually going to continue to chase here on the Nancy. Blight really going for it, being very patient here on the swing. Nancy, though, using their POV to their advantage, and will extend the chase further.
Just a little bit. They are going for the hard tunnel here, and it does kind of make sense. They've got so much pressure. Why not guarantee that you can just slaughter the entire pack and no decisive strike from the Nancy either? This could be a very quick tunnel out, as we have not seen a gen complete yet. 2 stacks of thanatophobia slowing down here. And a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance to boot. This Blight, as I'd say this is a pretty standard build for Blight, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this actually become kind of Blight's default
And
build
Pop
of Pop Goes the Weasel, Thanatophobia, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, and of course Corrupt Invention, which at this point just should be made basic.
Pretty much. We won't have to see long. There is a perk rework in the works, which is honestly, I'm kind of here for it. Can you imagine how much comp could be shaken up by the rework coming?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, all right, because I'm the one who balances it all. But with that being said, Light here trying to balance on who to chase and who to not does get a really clean hit there on the Jake, and this will probably be another 1-for-1 trade. We have seen Dead Hard from the Nancy, but Blight trying to go for the tunnel out, want to get Nancy out of the game, and 5 gens left. And not even bothering to look at the Jake right next to them.
I mean, why would you bother? Jake has, you know, a 5% stack of Thanatophobia on them, and this survivor is Deathhook. You are removing a survivor, and they just got a gen done. This is such a strong start here for Modern Retro.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, Modern Retro just doing a fantastic job. Deathwish, though, as we can see, not going down without a fight, cracking out 2 gens, but will it be enough as we do see Osaka out of the game?
Worth noting, there is no 3-gen. Survivors correctly identified the 3-gen in the back here, as well as the 2-gen in the middle, and have broken it. All the gens are split up. This Blight has to go across map for anything they want. So,
yeah, no,
honestly, a bit of a
really
1-for-1.
good thing to put out. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see. I mean, Blight can definitely play the entire map.
True.
I don't think you ever want to, realistically speaking. But Blight finding the Jake out of nowhere, great find here.
Balanced landing,
and
maybe?
unless that's a balanced landing, I think that will be a down.
Yeah, they do have this pallet here, but Blight will finish just rush tokens and got the stun. A little bit of what you want. Jake saying, give me more. I imagine, I would say that Nia's probably on a gen right now, but the question is, do they finish the gen before the pain res comes in here?
Yeah, I mean, that gen that Blight had popped earlier had a lot of good progression. Keep in mind that with both Scourge Hook and Pop, that is about a 40% regression on the gen ATs. So definitely nothing to sneeze at and can really just slow out the game. But however, no pain resonance right there, just going to the closest hook available, and will get the Nia off this gen.
Yeah, we're about to say between the pain res or the pop, it's going to do something, and they do correctly identify which which gen the Nia was on here, and I think they found Nia again. This could be like little bit of struggle on the hug tech there, not able to slide off of it, and going to lose most of their charges. So lucky for Nia, because that was about to be a disaster.
Yeah, just a little bit, but as you've seen here before, these tiles do not have a lot of resources left, so they are going to be willing things down here, and I think Blight has just one more pallet to worry about, and then Nia is pretty much guaranteed to be going down.
Most likely, yes. Yeah, they zoned it perfectly, and this Nia has nowhere to go as soon as those charges come back up. Unless the Nia pulls something out of a hat, I don't think it's, there they go down. This will be first hook on the Nia. Jake and, Jake was first hook. The Quentin has not been hooked yet, but I'm pretty sure they're smelling a deliverance on the Quentin.
Yeah, based on the way the Quentin has played, I would definitely think that to be the case. But Blight doing a fantastic job maneuvering around the map here, trying to identify where these scratch marks are going, but prioritizing the pop first. Once again, that's 20 seconds off of every gen, and Thanatophobia slowing it down even more so.
Indeed. Survivors are doing a good job in resetting as much as possible to deny the Thanatophobia value, but also just because, let's face it, this killer is just absolutely a monster in Jason. You don't want to be caught in the open. However, Nia was not able to get a heal. Jake takes the hit, but Nia might be in a bit of trouble here as they look to tunnel them out. Yeah, we find him at the TNL wall. Oh, beautiful mind game as well. It's going to get the down at the window. Slugging, maybe for fear DS?
Potentially, but also looking to get the Quentin off of this gen here, and they will successfully do so before it gets any meaningful progress. Quentin, though, not taking the hit, will get the stun there, and I think Blight will end up losing this chase.
Yeah, they are going to end up abandoning it, going back for their slug. You know, I kind of get what they're going for here. There's no reason to eat the DS. It could, the chase won't last too much longer anyway, but just in case, you don't want this gen to pop, because you do know Deathwish also has their own Blight main that is going to be a nightmare to deal with. Try and end the game with as many gens up and make that an impossible task for the other Blight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we're going to probably see Osaka on Blight or Deathwish. So it's going to be interesting to see, as Osaka being the first one out, what Osaka is going to be able to do against Modern Retro Survivor team.
Indeed, and Quentin doing a really good job of getting this gen. They actually might be able to finish this gen despite the Blight's best intentions. As, well, actually, Jake's not going for the unhook either. I think the Survivors smell the writing on the walls and are just trying to get as many gens done for their Blight like you were talking about. Yeah, they don't seem to be going for that unhook. Wait, is that a... That's kinship, isn't it? That's kinship on that hook.
I believe it is, giving these survivors the much needed time to do these gens without fear of moving to the death stage. Blight even desperate enough to go for the dry kick here on the hill, not even committing to the Quentin, trying to find that Jake, get that down quick so they can regress these gens further. But Quentin taking the hit and kind of out of position here. I think the Blight has a very quick and dirty chase going on.
Absolutely. There is nothing back here for this Quentin to get here. They won't be able to get the vault. No, they don't get the vault in time. I will say insane kinship value on the Nia, but I don't know if it's going to matter as no one's gone for the unhook yet. I think they are just really trying to get another gen done. But how do you... No, they don't. They commit it, and they're not going to be able to get it unless there is a unbreakable potentially on the Quentin, as they were the... They are the... What is it? The supposed deliverance holder. Unbreakable and deliverance go together.
It would make a lot of sense. However, we did not see a decisive strike this game, so they could have shaken things up and gone with a deliverance and decisive. But with that being said, I don't think it's going to matter, as Blight is pretty much right on top of them. No unbreakable thus far from the Quentin, and I think that there will end up being the match.
Yeah, Survivor's trying to get one or two more gens done, but this Blight just had so much pressure. I thought with the way the gens were spread out, they might be able to finish something, but, well, we haven't seen Deliverance yet.
Yeah, and Ultra, like I said, yeah, we very much suspect of it being the case. This is the last Survivor on first hook, and Clover only has a few more moments left in the realm before being sent back to the campfire. So if Ultra's going to do it, they are going to have to do so now. And there is the deliverance of Firecracker for the blind and a sprint burst to boot. Unfortunately, though, Blight boxing them out. I do not think they're going to be able to get to this vault in time. And unfortunately, no.
They are not. And looks like Blight is going to take the time to wait out the deliverance or the decisive strike here. So very close.
Yeah. It makes sense here. I mean, they can use Popgo's Weasel as a pseudo timer, not to mention the broken stats effect. So once that broken stats effect is gone, Quentin will get picked up. Question is, were we right about the decisive strike, or is there a potential unbreakable instead?
So one thing to think about that I hadn't even considered before is that when Quentin went for the trade with Nancy, we didn't see Survivors actually in that back area for the pickup. Unbreakable might actually be out of play already.
Oh,
they might have used it prematurely.
Really good point.
Yeah, that might be a really good point.
That's insane value then if that is the case. But there goes the broken stats effect, and we will see the pickup. No unbreakable, and so that there will be the 4K for Modern Retro's Blight, putting them into a very early lead.
Quite so. That is, I mean, that is the power of these S tier killers. If you have a cracked pocket S tier killer like, you know, Osaka and everybody else, there's not much you can do. Like, these Survivors are not bad Survivors. We have seen them all season just wreck killers. But these S tiers are built different. They're hard to play against, and that was an unfortunate tunnel at the beginning. So really well played there. And yeah, it looks like Unbreakable on the Deliverance player, and okay, so Clover had the decisive there. So Jake had decisive, and yeah, there's that kinship bent. That was some straight up kinship value though for a little bit.
Yeah, no, really good value. Unfortunately, just not able to make it across the finish line with those last two gens because of it. But with that being
Very
said,
close.
we are going to be getting the next lobby set up. This time, Deathwish will be killing against Modern Retro's team. But before we do get that set up and ready to go, I do want to remind everyone watching here today that yes, you are our sponsors. So all the ads they watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, all go to support Champions of the Fog and the $525 prize pool that these players are competing for. So with that being said, we'll be back in just a little bit.
Stay tuned, folks. right, folks, welcome back. We are loading into trial number 2 as we speak. Again, it will be Osaka, the Blight main, facing down the team. However, that is a tall order to 4K at 2 gens up. But if anybody can do it, I think Osaka could. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely not set the wrong possibility. As you said earlier, the
good
tiers
corrupt.
are just built differently. And once again, a really awkward corrupt tier, another split corrupt intervention.
It's not split. It's all on one side of the map.
Okay, it actually is
4
one
gen.
side. I only saw the two there on that one side. I'm like, ooh, not
fair.
looking great.
Yeah,
but,
there's this. Look at this gen out in the middle of nowhere too.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good setup here
Yeah.
for Osaka. A bit of an unfortunate sprint burst, though. Jake getting away by the skin of their teeth. Light, though, opting to not go into chase with the Claudette code. Instead, for Zarina in the middle of the LT wall. And it looks like we will be getting a early hit. Definitely not as early as we saw in the last match, but still a very good start here for Osaka.
A little bit of an unfortunate slippage there, and yeah, Zarina's going to be keeping here. However, Zarina will be... Oh, they got the vacuum on the pallet instead. So Zarina's going to be able to get to the next pallet. A little bit of breathing room there. I'm going to pre-drop it. Going for the break, and they do have their rush up to see if they can get him on the down here. Not quite the start that the previous Blight had, but still a really good one nonetheless. Pallet stun coming in. No
I
pallet
was
stun.
listening for those footsteps.
right?
It just was so precarious being there in the middle of everything. But that there is a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance giving them information of where one of the survivors is, and that there is the Jake.
Jake getting the pallet stun on the Blight, not quite able to swing through it, and looks like they're going to opt for a pop goes the Weasel. So like you said, 40% regression on that gen overall. Adam does get the unhook and is going to take a hit for the Zarina. They're not going for the tunnel just yet. I think they're checking and making sure these gens aren't going to be flying off the handle, and they're going to pursue the Jake instead, as there is the Natophobia. So exact same build as we saw earlier. I think even down to the add-ons.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this pretty much is the stock build for Blight at this point in time. Jake in a bit turned around there, will get hit by Osaka at that pallet, though they will pre-jump it, ensuring they will not go down. However, first of 2 gens required to tie up this match have been completed.
Oh my goodness, beautiful mind game, but unfortunately, Jake not carrying, dropping the pallet and moving on. Zarina has been healed, and they're going to drop chase altogether and probably go look for this Adam potentially as they got the unhook. Now they find Claudette.
Yeah, I just think that Osaka's looking for something, anything really. So keep in mind what the stakes are here for the semifinal round. Unlike the main season, this is where the sets matter. Points, match points matter not at all. It really comes down to the set points. So when the first team gets 2 set points, that will be victory for them. So Osaka really needs to get this 4K as soon as possible to tie it up and potentially push things to the 3rd set. But once we see 3 gens go off, that is pretty much the end of this set, and that will be 1 set point in favor of Mono Retro.
Indeed, and that Claudette having a absolutely clutch dead hard, getting the hit before the locker tech coming in, and Jake might be in a bit of a pickle here. Yeah, they lost track of him for just a second, but they do go down. 2 stacks to Natophobia so far. If there's a Scourge Hook nearby, it'd be very crucial for information, but this gen's actually pretty close to being done as is.
Yeah, and there is no Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. We see that was the most progressed gen. So the question then remains, what other gens look like? And Blight has that same thought. Will find Zarina here, and will get the hit prior to the pallet.
That is some game sense right there, knowing which generator is most likely to be done, and they do get the pop goes the Weasel off on that generator. Zarina staying at this loop, probably because they don't want them to go back to the Jake. Very well-timed lunge is going to get the Zarina down, and yeah, they're not even going to bother hooking. They're going to go straight back. I love the vial bug for the Blight's hand there.
You know, Blight was interrupted when trying to remove it, so now it's there until they're able to use another one.
True. And I think, yeah, Jake's still here, though. This could be a really good start. They do get Zarina up, so that gen is going to be getting worked on. Baiting out a DS possibly here? No decisive strike. That will be another Scourge Hook for the Blight. Another Pop Goes Weasel as well. If they aren't doubling up on that gen, it could be... oh, that's a different gen, though, that is getting Scourge Hook. We might be seeing a second gen here underway very shortly.
Yeah, that is the scary part here. We see that these gens are just being cranked out as much as possible. Osaka trying desperately to keep them below, you know,
Corner attack.
70-90%. But we see here these survivors just going to be making the Blight's life as difficult as possible with that flashbang and utilizing the Z-Vault. As we know, the strongest tile in the game, not able to get the hit on the mid-vault, and we do see another gen popping off in the distance. This match, at the very least, is now tied up.
Indeed, and I don't think, actually, I think they would have had time to hook there. I don't think with 2 survivors they could do that last gen with this much Thanatophobia going on, but Blight's not going to risk it and is going to go back. However, Jake hasn't been healed yet. Adam are still around. Okay, there you go. Jake does manage to get a heal off, but not going to commit. I mean, if you can kill the Jake right now, you might be able to solve the game like previous.
Yeah, it definitely is not outside the realm possibility, but looks like they're looking around for someone on that gen. Unable to find them, though, will probably go back for the pickup. I think if they don't, then they are going to end up regretting it, and looks like they are actually going to commit to the healthy survivors instead, allowing them to instead go for the pickup.
Well, if you think about it, those actually were really quick heals from the survivors. That means they are probably all together, so not the worst data, but I think you're right. Yeah, they are going to be able to go get this pickup now unopposed. Actually, no, Adam wasn't able to get the pickup just yet. They're still on the ground. That might have actually paid off.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a real possibility that this may have actually worked out in the Blight's favor, surprisingly enough. Was able to catch that Adam out of nowhere. However, I'm almost 100% certain that this man here does have Deliverance in hand, so whatever pressure they are going to get here is going to be very short-lived.
But it is going to be another pop, and it is going to be a Scourge. I guess we know this one is a Scourge. That is the most progressed generator. They do get the pickup. This game isn't over yet. This is really tense. They're going to go for this arena.
Yeah. And looks like they're trying to identify where they're going. Unable to get the bounce there, though. The slide working against them. And looks like we're going to be taking the chase in Shack.
Yeah, and I don't imagine this chase will be taking too long, because once that pallet is gone, what are you going to do? Serena going into the corner again, wasting as much time as possible. Are they going to go for the pickup? No, they're still waiting out a potential Deliverance. It's going to be a very last-second Deliverance, though, if there is.
Yeah, I would think so. And honestly, if I was a Mono Retro Survivor team here, I'd work on that back gen that Blight is going to right now.
They get the down.
2 people there. There's the down. Here's commitment to the gen. They get it.
They get it. Barely able to get it, but they do end up. And yeah, Blight realizing that is the end of this. So close.
Yeah, so close and so punishing. Literally comes down to seconds.
And based on that swing, very few seconds. Very few seconds.
Yeah, honestly, you know what's insane? I think Jake being healthy right there, A, saved them the game for the fact that they, didn't go instantly down. But B, that 5% gen slowdown from Thanatophobia, if they had the extra 5%, I think that would have gotten them the double down there.
And it's crazy too, because we had called this previously, because this game wasn't going to get past too many more gens. Again, Osaka's just such an insane Blight. If the previous Survivor team had managed to crank out even one of those last gens, they might have still been able to hold it out here and tie up the set instead, but Survivor's not quite able to do it. And that's what I'm saying, like these S tiers are insane, but Survivors know what they have to do. Just a couple of gens here and there for the points, and they are able to pull out the set. Absolutely incredible game.
Yeah, indeed. And Jukebox going down to the basement, celebrating instead of hanging their head in defeat. And that there will be the first point in favor of Modern Retro. And we are now going to be heading off to the Wrecker's Yard for a Nurse Mirror.
I gotta say, this game was already high octane. It is a absolute struggle to keep up with Blight's movements in spectator mode. But now we have to go to Nurse, which I don't know if that's is that harder to keep up with for you? It almost is for me.
Depends on the nurse. The high skill nurses that are like doing 360s and scanning their environment while mid blank, yes. When it's just like a nurse where it's like, I know where I'm heading, I know I'm gonna end up here, I know where the survivor's gonna be, it'll But it's it's a bit easier. It's a bit easier to manage their movement. But with that
Indeed.
being said,
Oh, man.
GG, well played both sides, and great job by Modern Retro's our team to committing to that gen. But as we have said before, and as we'll say again, we are going to be getting this lobby set up. But before we do, I do want to remind everyone here today that we are partnered with Stream for a Cause. Stream for a Cause is a nonprofit organization based here in the United States. They support a whole litany of different causes, from the refugees in Ukraine to the LGBTQA plus community to Going Green initiatives and a whole lot more. So if you guys are able to, make sure to check out Champions for a Cause, our fundraiser that we spun up with them, where every dollar does influence the prize pool of Championship of Champions in December. So even a dollar goes a whole long way. Would really mean a lot, guys. But with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to set number 2. Going to Wrecker's Yard for a nurse mirror. I don't know about you, but this is not a map I want to face nurse on.
Yeah, I mean, it's wide open.
Oh, it's so open.
There's a lot of geometry to worry about, but I also feel like that could work against the nurse as well, as far as the geometry is concerned. So I think it really just comes down to how these survivors play against nurse and if they're able to, you know, ping pong back and forth between. But I think this might be.
This is Coal Tower.
This looks like Coal Tower. Hold on 1 second while I double check and make sure that we are on the right map. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this
I thought we were supposed to go to Wrecker's Yard.
I want to say we might have been able to go to Wrecker's Yard, but let me just double check real quick. It looks like nope. Match 2 is Coal Tower, so it looks like the scorecard was wrong, but looks like the killer was right.
I feel way better about this.
Coal Tower.
I feel way better about Coal Tower. Way better about Coal Tower. Okay, I've never been happier to be wrong, because let's face it, there's way better line of sight blockage and way more counterplay for these survivors to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
With that being said, we do see that initial hit on the Jake. Jake trying desperately to utilize the treated advantage. Will get a fatigue on the nurse, but will it matter in the long run? The answer is no.
The answer is always no. You cannot run the nurse. The nurse is inevitable. However, you waste as much time as possible and hope that your survivor buddies can work it out, as this is a bit of a split corrupt. Both of those gens over here, however, they're walking a little bit further, so I'm guessing this is a scourge hook of some sort.
I'd imagine so. I mean, when you see killers go past, that usually is a telltale sign and a great way to warn your team real quick of, hey, heads up, scourge hook. But some really good value there from Scourge Hook Pain Res. Looking around for the Pop Goes the Weasel. We do see that survivors did not touch that gen to allow it to be popped again.
Yep. I was about to say, the survivors very, very smart, not giving them a chance to get Pop Goes the Weasel off. And instead, looks like they might be trying to camp this. No, they won't be able to. But they do get the blink off in time before the light burn comes in. Yeah, we can call out Thanatophobia as well, so we know a little bit of perks, but they're going to go after the Jake full steam ahead. Oh, not quite able to get that second blink, though.
Yeah,
Jake's gonna get distance.
These survivors trying desperately just, though, basically hold W for all intent and purpose. We do see the Jake there. Nurse is going to not be able to get the hit. Brilliant double back there by the Jake. And looks like this chase will be continuing. Nurse kind of getting a little bit concerned about the gens, and sure enough, there is the first gen popping off. Second gen popping off.
Oh my word. Yeah, Jake's making as much time for his team as possible, and they do finally go down. Going straight for the decisive check. Do you have it? No decisive. And so this will be second hook coming in. No, they don't like that hook. They want a different hook. All right, Scourge hook coming in, I'm supposing then. Yep, there you go. They do get the Scourge hook. Not able to stop the scream. So this gen might actually be pretty close to finishing if they were willing to sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, as we saw before, the match was determined by a single generator. So if you are these survivors, I think you need to keep that in mind and just go, we need to get at least, 3-4 gens. My goal for my survivor team is always get 4 gens. Then we, I can work with that. If anything beyond that, it's a bit of a tough match, to say the least.
Yeah, an absolute uphill battle. Oh, beautiful jump through the window. Honestly, that would throw me off, too. I wouldn't expect them to go through the window, and Nurse definitely not expecting them either. That's kinship, isn't it? They went over there and procced kinship on Jake.
It's looking like it, so taking a bit of extra time to hang out and relax, just put down the keyboard, kind of get a drink, run to the restroom real quick, and come back later once the survivors get you off the hook.
Yeah, and... I thought we fell through the map for a second there. They do get the unhook.
I was like, excuse me?
For the people on the Jake, making this tunnel a lot harder, not able to get that crucial hit, and they're going to take chase far, far away from the generators that are being worked on. Good double back on the prediction, but they will get hit anyway. That for the people might not be much time. I mean, it's precious, like 20 seconds, but it still might not be enough.
It is enough time for another gen to pop, and that is all that matters for these survivors, especially at 4 stacks of Thanatophobia right now.
I'm about to say that, yeah, it is full Thanatophobia mode. Jake hiding behind the tree. Does Jake have Iron Will? think he
I'm
might.
starting to think that maybe, since we're not hearing much from the Jake, we are seeing that these survivors are now resetting, but this will be the first survivor out of the match back to the campfire. But however, with 3 gens already completed, I think it is possible that we might see a survivor.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. I love it.
We might see a survivor escape the realm, much like the nurse is attempting to.
I was about to say, I wonder if that's just like the spectator calculating where the nurse would be going, and then the game's like, actually, no, that's an illegal position. Go back to start. Oh, man.
I hope so. I have not seen
that.
killer or survivor fall out of the map in quite some time.
Not since the Bad Hat
definitely
rework.
Yeah, I was about to say, it'll be quite the treat.
For sure, and that gen does have a lot of progress up top. Nurse looking around for a survivor, but only finding scratch marks from the bottom floor. Yeah, and they are going around. However, that might be Claudette, as they have not been able to heal since the deliverance. They do find the Claudette. Beautiful blink, and they're going to be able to get the down here. That is very much necessary for this nurse. Nurse needing some pressure. And there is a Scourge Hook right here too, isn't there? That means that, wait, there's 2 Scourge Hooks then. We only know 1.
I want to say multiple in that corner. However, I think here, what we're going to see is if survivors just sit on the remaining gens, like, honestly, I think that's the move. I think you just ignore the hook.
Yeah.
And you just sit on the last 2 gens and crank them out.
I mean, what, 80 seconds, 5% to slow down. Survivors on hook for 2 minutes before they die. You could definitely get there. And yeah, I think the nurse smells it as well. Oh, look at how far this gen is.
Yeah, it has some pretty good progression. And we will see Adam taking it there, trying to hide behind that rock, but unable to get there. Nurse with the pop goes Weasel, finally getting some use out of it. Progressing that gen by 20 seconds. Firecrackers
Preemptively, just in case the nurse did blink and maybe getting a light burn. I love how just resourceful survivors can be with the Firecracker. I would have, if you, like, when I went into combat, I was like, there's no way Firecrackers can be good. And I have seen some cracked Firecracker play, no pun intended.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we see Adam here just trying to keep to the corner, trying to ensure that the nurse is going to take as much time as possible, getting them to a hook. However, I do not think any of these gens are close enough to being completed just yet.
Not quite. That top one could have quite a bit of progress on it, as they did chase the Atom off of one. No Scourge Hook. And they're not opting to go for that top gen just yet, so they're not worried about it. They are worried about a different generator instead. How much progress does this have? None. Do you bother going back to the gen that Adam was on? I guess they are, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think with pop in the hand, I think you do, just in case it has been touched in some way, shape, or form, and they do see that Claudette was here. They will indeed pop it again for another 20 seconds worth of regression. If these survivors in any capacity have been splitting up on gens, which we did hear that main gen with a little bit of progress. I'm not sure how much progress it has now, however.
Indeed, Survivor's doing a really good job resetting. However, they will go after the Claudette. Claudette is only 1 hook, right? Yeah, they've only got... Yeah, they got 1 hook on each of the... no, Serena does not have a hook yet, so good hit on the Claudette there. And now it's just a matter of time. Can they secure it down? Adam getting pushed away. Oh, great dead hard there. Just a little bit prematurely, but they will be able to extend this chase just a little bit longer. Going to the corner to waste even more time. Was that Serena there? Or am my eyes deceiving me?
I could have sworn I saw something as well, but I do not think so. We do see the stun on the nurse. Unfortunately, the hit validation given it to the nurse, and we will see the down on the Claudette.
We will, and this will be a Scourge Hook coming in here. Very valuable knowledge. They do reset the Atom, but it may not be enough. They're not going to be able to finish that gen in time, I think. I think the nurse will be able to get over there and get a pop-off, which, depending on where the progress is on this gen, could be very, very good for the... Yeah, I think there's only 2 pistons firing on that generator. That means there's no gens that are near popping.
Yeah, none within range of being completed. I mean, Scourge Hook Pain Rest just gives you so much raw value, allowing you to figure out what gens have the most progression. And with this being the most progressed gen currently, these survivors are definitely in a world of hurt.
Absolutely. They do get the unhook on the Claudette there. Wait, they see scratch marks over here. Dude, where's the survivor, though?
I mean, Survivors have been doing a lot of great job of, you know, even being found out, but doing some very cheeky plays. We see Adam there trying to pull that off, unable to do so, though. Nurse being privy to that thought. And Adam will go down.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would say great immersion from these survivors, just be able to hide practically in plain sight. They do get the reset on the cloud, but yeah, Adam going down here. It looks like this might be the final Scourge Hook location, as this is where they're going for. Oh no, they got fat shamed.
Yeah, that could be very instrumental, but unfortunately just not able to get there. However, no Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, so no information for the Nurse here today. And Nurse is going to have to go out. We do see a insta unhook there by the Zarina. Very interesting choice, to say the least. Maybe just trying to keep the Nurse as busy as possible while the Claudette cranks out the last gen.
That might be the case. Yeah, immediately going for the light burn so that they can't go for the follow tunnel. That probably means that she doesn't have borrow time. That'd be my guess.
I think that might be correct. However, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, yep, that is the main building. Claudette must have been on it. How much progression does it have is the question.
Not very much.
And yeah, the answer is just not enough.
Oh, never mind. There's possible deliverance or second wind on the table here. I don't know who got the unhook. I guess it could be very well that actually that might be Serena's first unhook, and so they were trying to guarantee the safe unhook with that light burn. I don't know. That's a little bit for post-game analysis, I suppose. However, Serena is going to be caught out here. Not second wind, as they have not healed yet, so that is going to be deliverance. They're decisive checking.
I mean, at this point in time, it kind of makes sense, and with no decisive in hand, I mean, this here pretty much just secures the win for the Nurse. The gens just have so little progress, and Scourge Hook Pain Resonance doing a great job of keeping it like that. Nurse, though, doing a quick check here of this gen that had a lot of progress before, but pretty much was whittled down to nothing, and it is all but dead.
I would say, at this point, Survivors, if they're not able to crank out this last generator, it seems like they should probably start looking to how to try and, you know, maybe get some kind of hatch escape, try and orchestrate something like that. We have seen that happen before.
Yeah, especially in a heated moment, it's very easy to forget about that, but these Survivors determined to try and get these last generators. However, Nurse still, with Pop Goes Weasel in hand, will regress that by another 20 seconds, and they will find the Claude on a very good prediction blink.
Very good. I think they might have heard them running outside, as you can't hear those footsteps from above still. They're going to break off Chase out entirely and go after this. I think, yeah, everybody is Deathhook at this point. Yeah, this play actually made the Zarina going in for the unhook, even if they didn't have borrow time, makes a lot of sense now. Claudette was Deathhook, so Zarina had hooks to spare. Make as much as you can. Adam, however, looks like they're going to be going down here momentarily, and there will be a Scourge Hook nearby if they do.
And sure enough, there is the down. Like, I would imagine that these Survivors are just trying to double jump on a single gen and try and get cranked out as soon as possible. But it's going to be a very tall order. Even 40 seconds worth of time is a whole lot to ask of this Nurse.
True. I'm about to say, well, it feels like even more than that with the Thanatophobia going on.
Yeah,
2 Survivors were injured.
That's true.
And I think we see scratch marks leading away from it. It's Zarina. That is the target they want to chase. However, they are taking chase on the opposite side of the map from where the hatch will spawn. So it does seem like they are well aware of a potential hatch play. Actually, if you hook in this corner, if they are Deathhook, can you? Yeah, Nurse knows that they can't go for it. I think they have it timed. I think even with a quick recharge, you can't blink over there in time to stop the hatch from opening.
Yeah, definitely would be a dicey play, to say the least, and looks like Nurse is forced to look around for the Claude. Surprised they didn't go for the Slug at the very least, though understanding the circumstances that they're in, I can kind of understand it.
Well, do you trust yourself to find the Survivor in under 4 minutes?
Yeah, that is a fair point.
In Cold Tower, there's a lot of line of sight being blocked, and there's a lot of places you can hide. You got lockers to check. I don't blame them. The problem is you can't play this forever. And honestly, you could send Serena back to that top gen. Hey, go work on the gen until they come back for you. Go back to that corner. They might be able to do a gen with this kind of scenario.
And we still haven't seen Claudette. There's still multiple gens that have not been checked yet. I think that this is a very possible scenario where they will, in fact, get another generator. And honestly, I think if I'm the killer here,
Ooh,
knowing how the point system works, I think slugging this arena is the right play. At worst, you lose a point, versus at best, the survivors get 2 for these generators.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think you send the Claudette to work on a gen. I think you just have the Zarina, and yeah, you force the nurse to make a choice. That is so, yeah, there's Zarina. Oh, but they're not able to get to the corner in time. That wasn't a balanced landing. Okay, now it's lights out for the survivors because you can get that central hook, blink over, and stop the hatch. Oh, that was close.
I think that is exactly it. Maybe a bit of an early drop by the Zarina. Need to wait just a little bit more. Or be a little bit more careful, but we will see a bit of a hatch standoff here. Nurse taking their time on the blink, not seeing the Claudette, however. Could we instead be seeing a potential exit gate play?
Possibly, but I thought they were close together. No, it's on the other side of the map.
So now Nurse needs to make a choice. Are they going to be able to see both exit gates from one location? They are, however. And so I think at this point it's now just a matter of when the EGC is going to take this Claudette.
Indeed. Obviously, you could probably try and go for an exit gate tech here, but I don't think that will save you. I think the Nurse will still be able to get there in time. Even with the, you know, the 2 health states the Survivor has, I don't think it's enough. Well, hold on. Claudette does have Dead Hard. I don't know. Obviously, it's a far cry to try it, but technically, if they somehow miraculously got the exit gate tech, what, that gives you 4 seconds? And then it cuts the 16 down to 12. Nah, they see the Claudette going for it. Never mind.
Yeah, there's the Claudette going across the screen. Claudette just unable to get there in time. And looks like we will be seeing EGC claim the Claudette after all.
Indeed. So close. Again, just the power of the S tiers is unmatched. Survivor's doing a really good job making every little bit count, but what can you do in the face of a killer that cannot be shaken? How do you shake the Nurse? The Nurse is just inevitable, and well played to both sides here. Now the question is, can Modern Retro's Nurse perform similarly or better? I imagine it's going to be another close game. The previous match was super close. I imagine this set is also going to be very close.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. And with that one last Valiant Chase ending, that there will be the end of set number 3. And it comes down to this last set. If, in fact, Modern Retro's Nurse is able to get the 4K at 3 gens, the win will go to Modern Retro. However, if Deathwish's Survivor team gets that 4th gen completed, we will be going on to set number 3.
Which is that Wrecker's Yard?
Plague mirror match. It's actually, I believe, Azarov's resting place.
Okay. Oh, Plague on Azarov's? Oh no, that's gonna be such a slug. That's gonna be such a slow game. Oh man.
Just a little. Man. But that being said,
Desperate Measures. Can I just say how much I love this perk?
It's good. It's good when used right. Absolutely.
And there's that kinship. Well played. Survivor's got a lot of value from their perks this round, I feel like. We've seen a lot of kinship value today, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, kinship, when used right, can just come in clutch, and we have definitely seen these survivors use it to AT. But as we do get this next lobby set up, we do want to remind everyone that qualifiers are coming up for Season 4 of Champions of the Fog. We will not be live any qualifiers this coming weekend. We do get a little bit of a weekend break. And then we have our first qualifiers the following weekend. And we have, I believe, 6 qualifiers in total. There are a few spots for some of the final qualifiers, like qualifiers number 5, 6. So if you guys are interested in signing up, definitely make sure to join the Discord with the command !Discord and go to Champions of the Fog Season 4, where you can sign up for the qualifiers and your chance to win $525 if you do participate in Season 4 of Champions of the Fog. With that being said, guys, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned, folks. All right, folks, welcome back for trial number 4, Modern Retro versus Deathwish. Will this be the final trial, or will Deathwish tie sets and make us go into round number 3?
Only
What's your
time
bet?
will tell. Only time will tell. I mean, it's Nurse. I mean, if they play it well, I think this could be an absolute blowout, but it's going to come down to how well Orchid plays. And with that being said, that is an amazing spot. I'm literally looking at a survivor.
I don't think you could ask for a better spawn for this killer to start out the game with, as Nia is already in a load of trouble, which is crazy because if you're looking at Survivor, that means the other survivors were also nearby, so they still have to run all the way across the map and get started. Nia playing with fire there. I'm surprised the Nurse didn't punish that. Oh, well
Nurse
played.
trying to will get the down, though. I was kind of looking, just trying to figure out where did Nia go? Where's the double back? Did they go hold W or what? And sure enough, Nurse does get a very quick down within the first minute of the match, trying to identify what hook to go to. I think, once again, this will be a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance in play.
If it was, nothing so far. However, look at this totem. They brought a totem to this game. Who brings totems in 2022? One gen down.
Killers that really understand the value of a gen, and with that gen already, I mean, that was within 60 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be saying probably like 3 survivors sitting on that gen.
That's very possible. I mean, if you're a corrupt zone, you might as well. You've got a lot of time you have to wait out. This is a beautiful corrupt. Even if it is split, it's so... like, it just takes the furthest gens. Everything's in the center, which is where Nurse wants to play. And now Nia is going to have to run for her life. You better pray Nia has beautiful blind from the Nancy. Survivors are playing absolutely out of their mind. What a play.
And I mean, they have to. They know they need to just keep themselves in this game as much as possible. Nancy trying to get around the Nurse will get the dodge there.
Beautiful
Nurse
job.
Just barely a whiffing. And just trying to get some mind games going here. Nancy just holding W for dear life and has seen the Hex Totem, which I imagine will be a ruin. Nurse realizing that they're taking too much time in this chase and will drop the chase with the Nancy and even with Nia to check on this gen.
Wow. Yeah, and this gen is regressing to ruin. Survivors know about it now, but the question is, you know Nancy's probably going to go back and work on it. There's no Thanatophobia, which... honestly, not having Thanatophobia is an interesting pick here, considering how much, you know, the strength we've seen from so far. Did they not see the Quentin go to the... no, they didn't. Yeah, there's the ruin gone. Survivors might be able to pull out the W and force the trial 3. I'm sorry, set 3. This is a
I
really
mean,
good
it's
start
definitely
for
not
them.
the wrong possibility. They need 2 more gens to tie the set and the 4th to win it. And with that hook on Quentin, we do see the Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. I mean, there's a real question of, should he have brought Colubrine over Ruin instead? I do wonder, you know, what people's thoughts are on that.
For sure. I mean, to be fair, Colubrine is still just so new. Is that sprint burst or balance landing?
I don't know what it was, but
I thought
it
it was stagger.
close for sure.
It felt like a stagger, and they do get the unhook on the Quentin here. No one to be found. It looks like they're going to show their final perk being Pop Goes the Weasel. So all perks are known. No Thanatophobia. The survivors definitely have a chance here. However, it's not over. Like you said, survivors still have to actually do the gens, but all 4 survivors, they're not like... this is the only survivor that's injured so far. It's possibly they might have resilience. I don't know. Nurse might be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Nurse definitely being all over the place, trying to identify what they need to do to get this down as soon as possible. We do see the Nancy here. Nurse being very patient with their blinks, but Nancy just taking them to the furthest corner
Oh,
possible,
man.
trying to get that light bird, and they will get it to stop the Nurse from blinking. And looks like we're going to be here at this corner. Nancy just buying as much time as humanly possible, and Nurse still not
Another
able to get it
gen.
down as we do hear another gen popping off.
About to say, survivors, if they're able to get at least one more gen done, the set is tied. Another gen popping off. They do get 3 gens, one more, and they can secure the set here. I think they have the time and the resource. You just don't ever save the survivor. There's no condition which you come get this off the hook. You let her die.
Yeah,
Scourge of Pain
I would
Resonance.
tend to agree. And yeah,
Oh,
that
my
Scourge
word.
of Pain Resonance, I believe that has 2 survivors on that gen. This gen very well progressed as well, which makes me think that by the
Pain
time
Res
they
is
get
gonna
to
pop.
that other gen, yeah, it is going to be gone. You're going to be there, you're going to see it pop in front of your
No.
face.
Last Piston is not firing. They did abandon that generator, but still, that's 2 generators that are at least above 60% that can be done. And there is no Thanatophobia slowdown. They do get the unhook on the Nancy. I didn't even see that. There's no sound notification.
Yeah, the noise notifications have been a bit awkward for sure, but there is a down through the pallet on the Jake.
But there's the
Nurse
4th
not
gen.
wasting any time, and yeah, that's the 4th gen. That is going to tie it up. 1 set to 1 set, Modern Retro and Deathwish, and we'll be moving to set number 3 for the Plague Mirror on Azerov's resting place.
I can't believe they managed to force set number 3. This is going to time, folks, as they say. Well played on both sides. So honestly, I feel like the survivors, they had to come back from a very rough start because that first down was very early and they had so much pressure, and survivors did exactly what they had to do. They played
Yeah,
this
it's not
so
like this
incredibly
Nurse.
well.
Yeah, it's very much not like this Nurse is playing poorly either. I mean, they're getting quick successive downs. You know, a few chases here and there that unfortunately just crippled them and absolutely kneecapped them throughout, you know, these chases, these gens just flying off the handles. And sure enough, there is the 5th gen, and I imagine we're going to see at least a 2-man out.
I would imagine so. I mean, at this point, survivors know they have taken the set. They know they did what they had to, so now it's just, you know, an adrenaline. Wait, no, that was a 4 of the people. Never mind. I thought that was an adrenaline on the Quentin. I'm like, oh man, that is brutal. Yeah, there is the opening. We might see a 4-man out.
Very possibly. I mean, Nia getting boxed out a little bit here. They're trying to get the flashlight. We're not seeing any heal techs here. Nancy trying to go to the flashlight save. They will
don't
not
get
get it
it.
in time. Nurse a little bit turned around though.
They will be able to get this one. I don't think they'll be able to get Nancy as well, but Nancy almost got that save. I don't know. I'd imagine the survivors are razzing Nancy for not getting that flashlight save.
Just a little, just a little. But of that being said, GG, well played to both teams. And we, folks, are going to be going to set number 3 on the Azerov's resting place with the Plague.
So, real quick, who is going to be killing First for us? I can't speak. I am. This is what, the 3rd time this season? I mean, granted it's finals, but we're going to the 3rd trial. I'm sorry, not 3rd trial, 3rd set.
Yeah. Yeah, it
not common.
definitely is not a common occurrence, to say the least.
So who's gonna be killing first here? It's gonna be Modern Retro's Plague playing first.
So let me confirm for you real quick. We are going to be seeing Modern Retro's Plague followed by
Okay.
Deathwish on ARP. So we'll be getting
Ooh,
that
boy.
lobby set up here in just a moment. But while we are, do you want to remind everyone here today that you are our sponsors. So all the ads they watch, all the bits they tip, all the subs they buy, all go to support Champions of the Fog and the $525 prize pool that these competitors are duking it out for. So with that being said, guys, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned, folks. All right, folks, welcome back. We're going into set number 3 very shortly. The Plague Mirror is upon us. Let us hope that it is not as long-lasting as the plague we just went through. Sorry, I had to make that joke. Like, plague games on AR, like specifically on ARP, are so long. They're so long.
They tend to be.
Ooh.
But that being said, we do see Jukebox here piloting the plague and
Look at
spawning
his
here in the
cosmetic.
middle. I do love I think it's the butterfly one that was from the Rift. And it is a very pretty cosmetic, though I'm always a fan of the Blighted Plague.
I say.
But with that being said, Jukebox here looking around for these survivors, knowing full well that they are in this corrupted zone. Unable to find them, though. I mean, honestly, it's so hard to say what to do here on ARP. Because if you just kind of sit there in the middle, you really do box them into one side of the map. But Jukebox, being a bit fearful that the survivors already got past them, are going to be taking a look at these gens. And so far, we have not heard a peep, meaning that these survivors now have free reign of the map.
But I say, yeah, imagine the stealth out would be pretty easy on this map in some cases. They did spawn in the middle, right? I'm not crazy. If you spawn in the middle, they can spawn on either side.
Yes and no. I mean, Corrupt Intervention is always going to spawn in the vicinity of the survivor spawn location, so it's rare unless it's a split Corrupt, in which case the game goes, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point in time, Survivor's just playing really nice and slow, but there is a skill check miss on that generator, giving the Plague all the information they need. They will vomit on the active gen. It looks like we're going to Shack.
And not too far. Instead, they're going to stop for a pallet outside. And there is the Nancy. It's going to be his... Also, I just realized that there's double apple add-ons. That's the new thing. They used to do worship tablet, but now it's just double apple.
Yeah, the comp meta always loves the shift here and there, and double apple definitely being the new preferred of the Plague add-ons. And honestly, I can see why, as there's a lot of raw value gotten from having multiple pools straight out of the start. And Jukebox here is just trying desperately to get that initial infection, try and get those infected pools at the ready. But these survivors playing really passively, just going, okay, cool. You're going to come to the Shen, I'm just going to run to Shack. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
True. Survivors also not wanting to be infected too early on. Corrupt is completely... No, okay, I was wrong. They're going straight up for the drink. So they do have 2 pools on either side of the map. So good. Honestly, Apple's doing work and paying off, and everything is pretty spread out. Only 1 survivor infected for the 2-minute period. We'll have to see how this pays off here, as I'd be worried once my Corrupt ends and I haven't gotten anything. I know that Plague is very much a slow burner killer, but I would have some alarm bells ringing at this point.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, wait. I'm trying to think, based on that point event, did they get the hit or not?
I don't know. I think that would have to go through the review officials. I don't think they did.
I don't think they did. I saw the sickness damage, meaning that they progressed from the infection. But man, that could have been disastrous for this survivor. Plague definitely trying to get that hit. Shake ducking underneath, unable to get away. And so this will be the first pickup of the game. But yeah, as you're saying, 2 gens already completed. it is going to be tough for this play to come back. And I mean, to be fair, we just saw
Three
two
gens!
We just saw two SQs. And so now we're back to an M1 115 with a bit of range.
Yeah, but I say I would still very much. Well, they still have their 3-jet in this area. They have a basement hook. I mean, again, we say it every time. Plague is not a fast killer. It is a slow grind. You can keep your 3-gen, infect it up. They know there's Thanatophobia in play. Survivors have to make the move now. You can camp this out for a long time, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, as we see here, there's going to be infecting the gens and giving these survivors a choice of touch the gens and get infected, or to, you know, just kind of sit and wait.
Nancy
and
went
looks
for the
like Plague is
infection.
opting to choose a bit of violence here, grabbing that corrupted pool. And we see Nancy going down into the basement for the Jake.
Huntress
this
moment?
is a dangerous game. Yeah, this is a very dangerous game to play, even with a BT. We see the down there, the Nancy in the locker.
no.
There's the grab. Unless the survivor on ground has a decisive strike, this could be instrumental to the Plague success.
True, and we saw the survivor over here working on a generator. They're gonna push them off. The last gen on the other side has popped. This is the scenario you want. Is oh my goodness! If that had, again, last second infection. Oh my goodness! So many close calls. Somebody coming in for the save, though. I think that is the Quentin coming in.
The question
Going for
is,
the
does
unhook.
pick up? No. Yeah, there's the unhook. I imagine this time we do see the BT. There's the BT. No pallet. There's the Quentin trying to get in for the pickup. Unable to do so. Quentin, though, getting hit. Everyone's injured. Thanatophobia at 4
Flashlights?
stacks. And
Oh,
an attempt.
decisive.
Oh, they get him. Wait.
Decisive
was that,
strike.
okay, it was decisive. I was
They
like,
know
wait,
what
was
they
that
were
a
doing.
flashlight? Was it decisive? What happened?
I knew Nancy was going for the flashlight save because the way that they were positioned outside, they do have those openings through the shack. Not quite able to get the lineup, but it doesn't matter as Decisive was still on the table. However, all these survivors are injured. Thanatophobia is at full effect, but where's the Nia? We know what gen she was on. Survivors did a really good job resetting all this pressure.
Yeah, honestly, if that decisive strike had been out or just didn't exist, the Plague would have been in such a good position. But these survivors just not caring, going to the Z wall, as we know, the most powerful wall in the match.
Uh-oh.
And
Yeah, but I say she was just auto walking. She wasn't moving. Yeah, she disconnected.
well,
I think he crashed.
you know how we were saying about how things can turn the tide of the match very quickly. So too can a DC.
That is super unfortunate for the survivors. I can't say it will matter in the long run, but it might. Survivors did a really good job resetting so far. Decisive already used. This gen has a lot of progress. We'll
I mean,
have
if they
to see.
just split up on the gens,
Oh, man.
I think they could bring it back. But with that hit there, things are going to get dicey for these survivors. I guess on the bright side, now it means that Thanatophobia's only got 3 stacks.
That is a good point. I never thought of it that way. 15% over 20%. I mean, it is better technically. But can the survivors finish off in time? I don't know if I'd be looking at that gen. I'd be scared. Yeah, they finish it.
There it is. Survivors getting it done. Now it comes down to, will the Plague get the 4K or will it be a 2-man out? Nia going to the corner, knowing full well that they are not going to be able to escape in time. Will Plague go for the slug out? And it looks like they are.
Yeah.
They see Quentin going for the unhook.
Yeah, Quentin fully being infected and injured now. They will be able to get the unhook. I think Quentin might have the deliverance as they did get an unhook earlier. We'll have to see what second chance spurs come into play here. They did have borrow time last time. They might be able to actually, or I didn't think they could get a 2-man out, but they might be able to orchestrate it. We'll have to see. They're not going for the tunnel either.
Yeah, I think they're trying to kind of bait this Nia into making a mistake here, as they want them to, or not Nia, the survivor to make a mistake, Quentin, and Jake to try and go for the Nia. But looks like they did not take that bait.
No way
and I think
out.
you're right. I think there's going to be a 2-man out, though, with no way out, and
I
2
don't know
stacks
about
and we got
now.
30 seconds worth of time.
Yeah, this is a fresh hook on the Nia. No way out is going to do a little bit of work here. The question is, can the other survivors hide out enough? There are 2 stacks on it, so it's not going to be the full time, but that's still at least, what, 30 seconds? 34?
That is 30 seconds, and Plague seeing the scratch marks going towards the other exit gate. No way out, about to end. Trying to pull a very desperate move here. We do see the corrupt pool be taken, and this is going to be a interesting play to say the least. They see a survivor there at the hill. I think that might be bait, but it's hard to say for certain.
Absolutely, yeah, it is the Jake. Quentin is probably on the other exit gate already. The question is, if they're already on the other exit gate, I don't think you can interrupt them.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Let's take
No,
a
there's
peek.
Quentin!
There is no progress on that exit gate. There's the Quentin, and this looks like it's going to end up being a 3K with this down.
The question is, can Jake sneak back here in time to get it? There's the down on Quentin. I think Jake just needs to take the out here. Even if it's a one-man escape, it is still something. I don't think they...
Yeah.
No, Jake's coming back. Do you see them go across the map?
Yeah, I did see that some desperate moves being here
Two
made
fresh
by the
hooks.
smart team. I wonder if this could be the deliverance like you're thinking. It would make a lot of sense and Play kind of camping this out. Their power is now out. There is the Jake going for the unhook, but we do not see the Plague pursuing.
Interesting. I mean, to be fair, if you can secure the, like, ultimately this is more points, I believe, than trying to secure it and potentially losing them to deliverance. There's the unhook.
Yeah.
I guess, can you stop them on the way back? I don't know. You don't have your power anymore.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Is without your power in hand, you are just but a M1 115 kill. I mean, Jake is going to be broken over. Oh, sorry, Jake is.
Hold
in front of
on.
us.
They can both cleanse and come for the unhook. I think at least one of them has borrow time.
We knew that Quentin had borrowed time. I don't think we
Right.
saw anyone else with it.
Wait, was Jake not borrow time? I thought. Yeah, you might be right.
I think it was Quentin had borrowed time.
They're gonna come for the unhook though.
No, I think it's gonna go for the body block. Oh, no deliverance.
Or they might have tried and it might have failed. I don't know.
Yeah,
But now
that is a possibility
Now
too.
Nia's in trouble. If she goes in a straight line chase with the Plague, that could be an issue. They get their power.
And they know that this exit gate over here does not have a lot of progress, if any.
True. Wait, they didn't see the scratch marks. I think Nia was able to get out. I don't know if they saw that or not. There were scratch marks in the middle.
Don't think they did, but if Ultra's still on the hook, it looks like this will be a two-man out after all.
About to say, Survivors, honestly, with a disconnect happening in the middle of the game, Survivors played in, I mean, it's a 10-stage 2K for the killer, but with a disconnect, Survivors played incredibly well to get even 2 points out.
Yeah, absolutely. But that being said, that there will be a very close set with Jukebox getting a 2K10 hook in the end after that DC. And we are going to be switching sides now. Once again, another Plague mirror match. Deathwish going to be coming up on the Plague side. Survivors, Mono Retro, all they need to get is a one man out at 9 hooks. One man out, 9 hooks gets them the win.
True. Or 2 man out. 9
2 man out in general.
Yeah. True. Wait. A 2 man out is. That's a tie set.
You're right.
Yeah.
A 2 man out would be tie set. So it'd be.
You need a 2 man out with essentially you can't give 10 hook stages. 10
you
hook
can't-
stages is tie.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. 10 hook stages tie.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't know what we do.
Yeah, but I about to say it really gets weird at that point. I mean, obviously hatch escapes are still a thing. All the gens were done, so that doesn't really factor in. This is gonna be an interesting one, folks. We'll have to see if the Plague can pull it out, or if the Survivors are able to get out instead. We'll have to see one last trial to end them all. This is a really intense match to start the day with. We still got another one after this. This isn't the only one.
Indeed. So, that being said, as a reminder, guys, you here today are our sponsors. So, all of the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, all go to support Champion of the Fog and this amazing gameplay that you see here today. And so, that being said, we will be back in just a little bit.
Stay tuned, folks. Hi, welcome back everybody to what might be the final trial. We'll have to see as we go along. Again, should this be a tie, I do believe it comes down to whoever has the most match points, but I don't think we've ever seen a tie, you know, tiebreakers going to a tie again. So hopefully that won't be the case as we do see Osaka loading up the Plague. And a beautiful Corrupt on one side of the map. It is very obvious where these survivors have spawned, as it is not over here where these gens are. They're gonna work on corrupting them and probably then take their fancy over there. Double apple add-ons.
Yep, once again, we're seeing those add-ons time and time again. We saw a little bit of variation after the initial Plague buff, but now it just comes down to double apple all the time. And with all gens currently vomited on, these survivors are gonna have to take things a bit slow.
Indeed. Also looking at, I thought this was like 2 gens in the center, and the gens are kind of leaning towards the center of the map, but honestly, I would qualify this as a 4 gen.
I would tend to agree. Osaka want to be very diligent here, looking into every little nook and cranny, trying to find these survivors as soon as possible. But it's almost 60 seconds past the start of Corrupt Intervention, and so far, no sign.
But I say, survivors immersing Corrupt on ARP, I've never seen that before. That's a first.
I mean, there's a lot of places for you to be, and I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if maybe they're in the basement. And sure enough, they were in Shack at the very least.
Close enough. 2 survivors, it looks like we're over here, as we do see the Claudette as well. I'm surprised they're not going to vomit on that that pallet right off the bat. Nope, they hit the Claudette regardless. 1 infection down, still a little bit into the corrupt zone still, and yeah, they're gonna go ahead and drop that pallet and move along. Looks like Survivor's gonna be zoned first, though. Hold on, are they gonna try and get a hit over this? They're crazy.
That's what it's looking like right now.
Oh, they want
Claudette
infected.
just keep them busy in the corrupt zone. Honestly, this is actually a really smart play here from the Claudette. I mean, they're keeping the Plague's attention busy. Corrupt about to end, and move to check as well. If the survivors are on the other side of the map, I expect to see 2-3 gens pop off in just a few moments.
True, but okay, counterpoint. That might be Osaka's plan from the beginning. This is a 4 gen. If they know that going in here, they know that this side is gonna be incredibly strong. Waste as many resources in the 4 gen as possible and get a survivor down and hooked to create a similar scenario to what we saw last game. Yeah, no, they broke it. There's already a gen down in the 4 gen. Now it is a 3 gen over here. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a 3-3 split. This Claudette playing absolutely out of her mind.
True.
Going on for one of the longest chases we have seen today. Trying to transition to
Deadard.
another tile. They do get the Deadard
fake.
and the Mind Game to boot. But I don't think this chase will be lasting too much longer, as they will be down at the window.
What a beautiful fake. And I think they might have gotten the killer's head just a little bit. It's like, oh, they're gonna leave the tile. The Dead Hearts, oh, they're gonna make that, but then they don't go for it. Ah, beautifully done. But this, yeah, they're going to go for the basement hook. Another gen popping off here. Do they make this basement hook?
I think they just barely do. They can't
Barely.
be greedy here. They have to go for that first one there. And sure enough, that'll be
They
a
break the
basement hook,
3
but
gen.
3 gen.
They break the 3 gen. There's no longer a 3 gen on this side of the map. They can't stick to this side.
Yep, now just survivors. All they need to do is go to the other side of the map right now, do those 2 gens, the 2-2 split. What does this Plague do?
Oh man, I don't know. Okay, drinking up, that is, I guess, a first, but okay, I will say most of the other generators probably don't have a lot of progress, but I can guarantee you 2 people are ganging up on one side, probably sticking 1 person on the other. It's not going to be long. This Plague has to make a decision now, and they have to find someone ASAP. They need another down right now.
Yeah, I mean, these survivors know full well what the win condition is. They do find the Zarina, unable to get the hit though through the sprint burst. And Zarina trying to blind the Plague, get a bit of free distance. Unable to do so though. And it looks like Zarina is going to be trying to go towards main side as Osaka unable to get this down.
And that, yeah, I think they're about to go, the Claudette is about to hit second stage here momentarily. Zarina wasting as much time as humanly possible. Honestly, more than I would have expected. They do go down eventually. However, I expect to see another gen popping here. Even if you get this down, you camp this hook, like, I don't know what you can do. This is such a strong position to be in. Oh my goodness, can they get the stun? No, they don't.
They don't get the stun, but I think they get them off the shoulder, though.
Ah, that's possible. No, it doesn't look like it. So close.
Close.
They're not going to go for the stop either. Yeah, they're going to be able to stop this gen from firing as well. Pop goes the Weasel. Is going to regress this generator. Can they come back?
It's gonna be tight here. I think we see the Adam go for the unhook in basement, trying to keep the Claudette in the game. A really smart play there. But I think now, once again, the killer has to make a choice. Stay here on this side or go to the other side. But it's just going to be a game of back and forth, a game of seconds that is going to come down to determining this.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that didn't hit. I think that was a sprint burst. But so here's the thing. They shifted the pressure. The pressure is now on the two gens that have progress. Survivors have to restart with the Netophobia in play. Oh, they read the line and they weren't able to get the hit there. Yeah, they do need another down momentarily here. They might be able to get the Jake. Good dodges using the tree there. Crouch as well. Survivors playing absolutely out of their mind again.
If I didn't know any better, I'd be watching a scene in The Matrix.
That's very apt, honestly. Survivors are on this gen. They know the Claudette is dead. Honestly, going for a death hook here would not be bad. You're forcing a similar scenario to last time. You do have just a little bit of your corrupt purge left. Claudette's going to waste as much time as possible, but I don't know if it's enough. Dead Hard's going to get him distance. And they're going to go for the M1 here.
About gone.
Yeah, they do get the M1. I imagine we'll see another gen finish. Can they get two done is the question. Is the Netophobia and the pop enough, or will they finish it off? We haven't seen a pain res.
That was popped thus far. And so now it's going to come down to this. We see this arena get infected. Everyone's infected. Everyone's on a gen. I think they're on that back gen.
That would make the most sense. Is there a pool from the drink on the way? I don't think so. I think you're right. The question is, even with this gen down, they're all infected. Are they able to get away if the gen does pop?
That is the question. We hear it. It is
almost
done. There it is.
One
There's
down.
the Adam down. The Jake trying to run away. Exit gates are all on
They
this
see the
side
survivors.
too, from the looks of things.
Zarina is in the distance as well. They have all the survivors around. Can they get them down? They know there's light on this Jake. They're gonna go through the window. Yeah, Jake's getting a little bit of distance here. Barring any unbreakable play, it's still anyone's game. There's the no way out blocking.
All they need now is a fresh out.
Yeah, it's true. But no way out's gonna keep him in this game a little bit longer. Jake's gonna have to make as much with this chase as possible. Oh, I thought the pallet had been dropped. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all Modern Retro needs right now is the Adam to escape. Adam or Jake, if they escape right now, that will be a win for Modern Retro, as it'll be a fully fresh out.
True. All right, they do get the down. No way out is about to expire. Survivors nowhere to be seen. However, these exits are profitable. However, also, there's no pool on this side. They have to play the 115 killer game. They're going to go for the break.
Yeah,
imagine on this exit gate.
Where possible, we see a survivor. Sure enough, that there's arena though. This is not the chase you want to make, because if Jake goes back on the exit gate now,
true,
and gets out, but there's scratch marks. They're going to pick up on Adam.
Wait. Oh, they can get the hook over here, but now there's another. I don't know. That other exit gate could be done in the amount of time it takes to hook this arena. I don't know about this.
I think you're right. It's only 20 seconds worth of time. There's a resilience, even less so. A leader makes it pretty much non-existent, and sure enough, I think we hear the alarm. There it is. There's the two fresh escapes here. Wait.
They didn't finish it. Where's Jake? They both split up. I think it's still lights out.
Now Plague needs to make a choice.
Yeah.
Plague has to make a choice. The unhook or the Adam. And they're going for the Adam.
They are going for the Adam. The question is, do they have enough time for it? Because, yeah, like you said, Jake, all they have to do, they don't even have to go for the unhook.
Adam just leaves. Adam just leaves.
Yeah, they're taking the chase all the way over here. I think it is lights out. They do go for the unhook
anyway.
There's the unhook on
Serena just for the extra points at this point. There's no way the play gets back there in time, and Osaka knows it. Osaka sees it.
Yeah, unfortunate. They weren't able to, like, if they had a pool over there, completely different game, but they had to play the 115 killer game, and that's just really tough. Yeah, there's the open.
It really is.
Wow.
And that there will be the final bell. The bell has tolled on this match, and Modern Retro comes out victorious and we'll be moving to the finals tomorrow. Deathwish, though, we will see again tomorrow for the bronze match at 12 p.m. CST.
That was such a close match. I think if not for the DC last game, this would have been even closer, but regardless, GGWP to both sides. I was incredible. I think that this kind of goes to show, because Deathwish, top of Group B, very much in line with what could have been in Group A. Just well played across the board. I was on the edge of my seat that entire match. That was insane.
Absolutely.
Intense.
It was such an intense match. And with that being said, GG, well played to both sides. And though I would like to talk more, we have a match that's going to go on right now.
Yeah, we did now.
Don't go anywhere. We're not going to be ending the stream. We're just going to be updating the title and moving on, as we are going to be seeing Millennium versus Odium.
The Season 2 champions are back?
Indeed, indeed.
Let's see if they can hold the crown. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.